Now the PR and PO is created from Ariba or SAP. That is again dependency is there. Suppose you have enabled only for sourcing and you want to do the PO and PR in your ECC, that is still possible. Or if you're subscribing for a suite which will have PR and PO, you want to do it in Ariba, that you can do in Ariba also. That is possibility is there. PR, as I mentioned, this is very easy. So once the requisition approved, it automatically PO is converted. Suppose you don't want to do from Ariba, then after the sourcing is finalized, the award will be given. So that award information will be sent back to ECC. From there, the next process, like releasing a purchase order, all will happen from SAP side. If you're using success factor for employment, how this employment will be flow to Ariba as the requisition period will be picking from supplier? This is a good question. Suppose we are integrating the suppliers with success factor, then the user data will come from, I will show that. I think we do not have access to that. So user data where the initial integration we are doing. So if we are saying integration from success factor, then we will get the users data will come from success factors. So not only success factors, you can use any third-party application. Suppose you have, so you're using some solution where you're getting user data from any of the HR system, that can be configured so that SAP will pick the users from that list. Because can looks beautiful, even better than. Yes, thank you. Can we create our own tabs? Yes, you can create your own tabs. So that will be limited only for you to visible. It will not be visible to other people. So there you can configure what data you want to show. You can limit it if you don't want some, like I have shown some of the information which is configured only for that user. If you don't want that information to be removed, you can just remove that information. It will not be available. If you want, you can add, the options are there. You can add additional tiles. 5 tiles only maximum you can use. The tiles which will give a pictorial information. Okay, 2%. Ariba spend management and Ariba guided buying. Okay, Ariba spend management, whatever you have seen now is called Ariba spend management. Ariba guided buying is nothing but where I have shown you the requisition that will be given like this similar pattern, but it will have a kind of a when you're buying Amazon or any other e-commerce site, how you will have a picture where you click this and it will direct you to the price and add to cart. So that kind of flavor is given using guided buying. This is on top of your, the back end will be your Ariba spend management only. You will have on the front end guided buying, which will show a kind of a tiles where you click, it is easy navigation, nothing else. Can we invite external suppliers for action? Yes, you can invite external supplier for action. At the time of creating action, you can create a new supplier. Supplier is not at all existing in your system. You can even create a supplier's email ID, you can request, and then the request will go to the supplier. He has to register, he has to participate in actions. And for your kind information, there are 2 million suppliers already on Ariba. So it is very easy. Suppose you are doing a supplier network or integration. So if they are already using Ariba, so then you don't need to spend much time explaining how to use these functionalities. And Ariba provides support for suppliers, so they can directly reach out to Ariba. They will help in they will guide them how to do the actions. I mean, how to respond to the action, how to respond to the event. All this will be helpful topics are already there. They will also get kind of a notifications or seminars where they can participate and they can learn more. Please, if you can show flip PO to invoice, but we have a time constraint. Probably in the next session I can show. Once a PO, we will be configuring the approval flow. First, we need to have a contract for that. Once the contract and PO requisition is confirmed, automatically the PO is generated. For example, if the requisition number is 1234, you will have a PO number also 1234. The difference will be where the requisition side it will show and the PO side it will show. Implementation is for what mean by Ariba implementation is for Ariba market. Yes, it is nothing but we are implementing Ariba for a customer who do not have Ariba environment. So initially, even if somebody gives you with Ariba's access, they will not do anything. They will not know how to configure the master data, what data required, what fields are required. These are all called implementation. We are guided by setting from sourcing side. This I already explained. They will be giving you one more URL where you can use it, or there is a small change you need to do at the header level. Once you do that, automatically it will take you to the guided buying site. The default dashboard to set to all users. Yes. As an administrator, you can do dashboard configuration for all your users. They will have by default one setting. Again, this is individual preference. It will overwrite whatever you are giving in the default dashboard, because that is Ariba feels that the user has to configure his dashboard. What we'll be giving you as a standard dashboard will be given to the user, and he has the option to change according to his preferences. Ariba guided buying is like catalog. No, it is not. A catalog is different. Catalog is called content management, where list of supplies, whatever the supplier is provided, that will be in catalog form. So that will make procurement guys to select the item easily. Suppose we are having a contract with a vendor, contract will send the supplier will send you catalogs. So that catalogs will be uploaded in Ariba system. So user, whoever wants that item, so automatically the item is selected and the respected vendor will be selected in your requisition. Once it is approved, the PO will be processed. Can you please explain templates again? Yes, templates, what with the teams, document and other tasks, all these tasks are configured using templates. So when somebody is raising a event, we will be, for example, we will be configuring a template that users in India, it has to be approved by contract manager of that particular region. Suppose users from, for example, I'm taking UK, the UK manager has to confirm. So we can create two different templates, or we can create one template with the different conditions. If the user is from this particular place, so here his manager has to approve. If the user is from particular region, that regional manager has to approve. All this can be configured in templates level. Can we do offline bidding for auctions? No, it is not possible for offline bidding. Generally, what will happen is the bidding will be kept for a long days. Say, for example, 20 days, 30 days, or even it. Not all the scenarios, maximum scenarios, so that we are giving a time to the people to inquire in the market availability of the stock and how to respond in real time. This will happen like that. So suppose if one supplier is unable to participate in auction, he don't want to do it. We can do what is called. They can send by offline emails that we can enter on behalf of that supplier. Does vendor also need subscription to code? Yes, they also. There is a minimum access and limit access is there. That means Ariba will not charge anything, so they can register for free and they can respond. So they don't need to pay anything. If they want more features, suppose Ariba wants to manage their dealings with the buyers, then they have to go for star access, where they will get premium services. Ariba commerce automation module, is there any scope, or we need to take complete upstream and downstream? Okay, Ariba automation is a big topic. So this will include your as well as Ariba and all. So at step by step, we have to complete one for the Ariba, and then we can do commerce automation. Will be the CAG based training. CAG, as I mentioned, the Ariba provides training for all the application. CAG is a configuration between your core system and the backend system. So during that time, we will be using CAG. During any implementation, the implementation side, the technical people will come for the configuration and they will be configuring, because the Ariba does not provide access. They will have a shared services team. A person from shared services will exclusively come for the integration. He will do the proper testing and other thing. Later on, we can also provide you how to do the configuration steps are available. Suppose you are already implemented, you want to do small integration with the CAG, that can be done. Can we add line item on running PO? It depends. If we are configuring requisition to be edited, then it will go send for another approval. If it is already approved and processed, you will be revising the PO. How to trusted on supplier who is new to field and the supplier having a criteria of supplier bidding? Yeah, this is the business question. So suppose we will not able to trust, we have to see his past record. Generally, what will happen is suppliers, whoever we are dealing with the supplier, we will ask for a reference, whom they are supplying. So we will, that company may be a big company, so we will be getting a letter from them. They will say that we are dealing with this vendor for so many days, and he's very, whatever the remarks they want to give, they will give. Do we migrate expert business partner vendors? Yeah, once you are migrating your supplier management, if you are moving into Ariba, all your integrations can happen. So then you can bring in, so suppliers can do qualifying supplier, disqualifying, and choosing for which commodity codes. All this is possible under supplier management. Sorry, because of I'm rushing. So if it is any more doubts, you can. All PO GRN invest created at Ariba sent to SAP. This is again, we will be configured. Suppose you want to do the requisition at Ariba site and PO you want to send it to SAP ECC, that we can do it. From S/4HANA to Ariba. Yeah, you will do a legacy upload. Initially, whatever the contracts which is not there in your Ariba system, at the initial stage, we will be having access to legacy import of contracts where we'll be filling all the information. We can bring in all the documents related to contracts and we can upload them. And thereafter, it is Ariba who it will take care of the further processes.
We can take a last question and then we can jump into quiz.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Narendra, let's answer the last question and then we'll jump into quiz. We'll see if we have time. We'll be picking up the rest of the questions.
Does this course time integration touch point? Yes, we will be covering you the master data, how master data is loaded into Ariba, and how from where it is getting all this information will be provided. Approval flow is very strong again in Ariba. Like if you are anyone using ECC, for example, PO, if you want to send for approve release strategy, we will use, that will be a clumsy process. So it is not flexible. You cannot modify it. But Ariba has a separate functionality for approval flow where you can define based on a lot of conditions, you can configure the approval flows. Yes, Ariba is user friendly because it's all navigation. You can see from the web-based application.